Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am trying out my new Print Pression B6 planner. It's a little bit different. It's got the calendar pages in the front. It's a grid layout, super different for me. I'm planning with this kit from ThePrettyPinkCo. Mama always said if you don't have anything nice to say nothing at all. So all I'm gonna say is this kit took a long time to come. I wasn't super happy about it, but it's a pretty kit. So I figure, it's fall related. I'll just use it for my B6. So this week, I have been, I'd say, doing pretty well on my self-care, but need to tune up every now and again. And something I'm kind of realizing about self-care is that I am the sort of person that will kind of deny myself these little comforts or things that would just make me feel better in the moment for really kind of weird reasons, or just no reason at all. So like, for example, it's cooling down where I'm at in California, and I have been kind of wearing my sweaters in the house. I also just will turn my heat on, but mostly at night because during the day it warms up, after like, I don't know, 10 a.m. So sometimes I'm working and I'm like, wow, I'm really cold. And I'm like, I think I want the blanket from the couch. And I'm like, but you're working, don't bring in the blanket from the couch into the office. And then the other day, I was like, well, why the heck not? I mean, I'm cold. I want the blanket. So I brought it in and I was like, why do I do this? I'm just noticing this kind of stuff about myself. Like, why do you, deny yourself some of these creature comforts? Like, for example, when I'm sitting down to do, 3 hours of meetings, which happens a lot, I'm like, why don't I put on the sweater that has the like fuzzy fleece lining that's really comfy instead of, the one that I normally put on that I just like have on all the time. So I'll grab that one and like give that one, preference. So self-care isn't just, doing the things like I've talked about earlier that you might not want to do that are good for you, like exercise. For me, it's going to therapy and trying to eat vegetables with some regularity because I know they make me feel better, like my body feels better. But it's also just noticing, are there small areas where I can bring some amount of comfort to my life, where I can make things just feel a little bit easier, a little bit nicer, a little bit more comfortable, and doing that. So that for me is going to be a focus going forward, is noticing how, I feel. And it's like, is there anything in the moment, even though I can't stop working right now if I have meetings, or I can't take a nap because I'm at work? It's like, is there anything I can do to kind of make my experience feel a little bit more relaxing and a little less stressful? Separately, I have booked a little staycation. My boyfriend and I are going away to this lodge that's not too far from our house. It's really kind of a little like nature retreat place. They have a lot of corporate retreats there. But I was like, I don't want to go. I'm already traveling for Thanksgiving to see my family. Like, I don't think we should try to do, another kind of big trip. Why don't we just go somewhere we can drive and just to get out of the house and just have some time to like reconnect. Working in tech, it's, I don't want to claim that it's super hard. I always feel silly being like, it's a hard job, because I know there are people out there who work on oil fields. There are people out there who, work, obviously all of our doctors and nurses working in hospitals, like, life is way more stressful for people who are not like me, who like sit in front of a computer all day, but it can really wear you down. It's a high pressure, situation. There's a lot of high stakes often sometimes. So since the both of us, again, kind of work in tech, feel this pressure, we're like, let's just do something nice, for ourselves, for each other. Let's just spend some time together that isn't, mitigated by, oh, we got to go work and sit in front of screens all day. So we're really kind of disconnecting, going out in nature, hiking, and, that's going to be a self-care thing for me. Being with my my partner, boyfriend, is a relaxing activity. That's something that makes me feel better. It's something that, you know, really kind of calms my soul, you know? So being together, again, in nature, disconnected, away from everything, away from work, most certainly, I think is going to be a great self-care activity. So in terms of what I'm marking here, let me know if you all have any questions about the stickers, but the reason why I included Starbucks breakfast here, which might not seem like a self-care thing, but honestly, for me, it's a treat. It's a little bit of a treat. For one thing, you know, in the days of working remotely, which we're getting to the point now where I feel like I cannot even remember what it was like to go into an office every day. But Starbucks is a treat because I get in the car. I know a lot of the baristas and people working at Starbucks, so it gives me a chance to kind of like get out of my apartment in the morning, you know, pretend like things are the way that they used to be, where I get in my car and drive to work and, you know, get something nice for myself and just kind of get the coffee, come home and sit down and just like take a deep breath and like, whew, you know. So it does feel like a self-care activity sometimes because it's a treat for myself. So the other things I'm marking are, you know, walking. I just marked polish change. Doing my nails is also, you know, an activity that kind of brings me peace and relaxation. It's just very soothing activity for me, doing all the prep that I need to do on my nails, picking colors, you know, and it does take some time. You kind of have to be patient. So you're kind of sitting there, you know, I don't want to claim it's meditation at all, but, you know, it does kind of force you to slow down a little bit. So, and it's fun. So I'm marking that. Therapy, again, goes in here, a form of self-care. I don't know how many of you all listening or watching have therapists, but sometimes my therapist says things that, you know, therapy is hard. Therapy is hard. Don't let anyone tell you that it's easy or it's a cop-out, because you know, are forced to confront, you know, some things that you might need to change. I mean, I've been working with my therapist now for a while, and there are some times where I, you know, say something in there and she's like very gently, well, do you think it could be this? And I'm like, oh, man. It's like she just, you know, as the children say, read me, you know, the house down. Is that what they say? Anyway, but I mean more that she, you know, was really insightful about something. And I'm like, oh my God, I am doing that. Oh my God, this might be why I am doing that. Wow. You know, and you just, you know, you don't always come out of therapy feeling good, but I do feel like I've learned a lot about myself and, you know, how I work and how I interact with, you know, the world and people and relationships. And it's, I think, really helped me, you know, get a better quality of life overall. I know that it's, you know, a privileged thing. It is a privilege because, you know, the state of healthcare is such that not everyone can have access to mental health care when they need it, but I do feel privileged to be able to access it. So, I'm going on today. So Thursday, I'm marking that I will be sleeping in. It's Veterans Day. Thank you to all who have given their lives for the United States in service of our ideals. I'll be journaling, and then I'll just be resting. You know, Thursday, I'm giving myself permission to rest. And so there's a woman I know, her name is Jimena Vengochea, and she is writing a book. I saw on her LinkedIn that she posted this about like how to basically rest actively. Not like active recovery like a workout situation, but more like be very intentional about resting and like dedicate focused energy into resting. I think people have, there's tons of like self-help books out there on how to like project manage your life, you know, how to get more out of work, how to like pursue your hobbies, side hustle, blah, blah, blah. But I haven't seen like a guide to like, here is how you build time for rest and do dedicated restful rest in your life. Because I will say, you know, part of the reason why I even need a self-care planner is that half the time I go to rest and I sit down for 5 minutes and I think about something I need to do, and then boom, I'm off doing that thing. I'm not actually resting. Or I sit down and, you know, I have so much on my mind from work and life, etc., that my mind's going a miles a minute and I'm not resting. you know? So this is where, meditation can be helpful, but, it can be hard. It's been really hard for me to get back into meditation, but I'm curious, if anyone out there has tips on like, how do you pursue like deep, restful rest? That's not just like I slept in, it's like I really feel like I got to recharge. So would love to hear that. Anyway, I am coming to the end of this spread. Hopefully you all enjoyed my discussion of self-care, some things that are helping me, some things that I'm working on this week. And I am in this new planner again, this B6 Print Pression, so expect to see more of this. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all click like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!